crucified to make me whole again. I will recall the cup poured out in sacrifice to trade the sinner's end for your new covenant. Hallelujah, I live my life in remembrance. Hallelujah, your promise I won't forget. I'll walk salvation's road with fear and trembling, your way born as my own, as Christ is formed in me. Hallelujah, I live my life in remembrance. Hallelujah, your promise I won't forget. If ever I should lose my way, if ever I deny your grace, remind me of the price you paid. Hallelujah, I live in remembrance. You've been so, so good to me. You've been so, so good to me. Oh, to think where I would be if not for you, if not for you. You've been so, so good to me. You've been so, so good to me. And to think where I would be if not for you, if not for you. As far as heights reach from the depths, as far as east is from the west, so far your grace has carried me, until I see you face to face, until at last I've won my race. Remind me you're not finished yet. Hallelujah, 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 I live in remembrance.
I'm caught up in your presence.
just wanna sit here at your feet. I'm caught up in this holy moment. I never wanna leave. Oh, I'm not here for blessings. Jesus, you don't owe me anything. And more than anything that you can do, I just want you. I'm sorry when I've just gone through the motions. I'm sorry when I just sang another song and take me back to where we started. I open up my heart to you. I'm sorry when I've come with my agenda. I'm sorry when I forgot that you're enough and take me.
Good morning, NBUC. So good to see you all on this wonderful Sunday morning. If you were here last week, you might have noticed that we have a slightly different new thing going on for just a longer period of worship right at the start of the service. And just for today, if you're a kid or a parent of a kid, we're giving the kids an extended time of worship as well downstairs. So kids can now go downstairs. Please stand and join us as you are able, and join us as we worship together this morning.
I was lost
was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. Now your mercy has saved my soul. Now your freedom is all that I know. The old made new, Jesus, when I met you. When you called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I needed a rescue, my sin was heavy, but chains break at the weight of your glory. I needed shelter, I was an orphan, now you call me a citizen of heaven. When I was broken, you were my healing, now your love is the air that I'm breathing. I have a future, my eyes are open, 'cause when you call my name, I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. You called my name and I ran out of that grave, out of the darkness into your glorious day. I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me, and in all my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. season of change. And change can often be a difficult time, especially if you don't know what's coming next in your life. And if you're in a season of change currently, or when you inevitably enter one, it's important to remember that God is always with you. Even if you don't know where you're going, He does. Today, we are introducing a new song that we're going to worship together to. And you might know it, you might have heard it somewhere, and you might also not know it. And sometimes it's really great to worship to a song that you don't really know, because it really lets you listen. You can just hear the lyrics, you can close your eyes, and you can just reflect on what you're hearing. So, take this time to just really let yourself feel the words, even if you're not the one saying them.
I know right where I'm turning when trouble's on every side. The lesson I keep on learning is I just need you. I may never know every reason why things are the way they are. Oh, I don't need all the answers, I just need you. Shelter, I need your shelter. Hide me away from the harm, away from it all. I'm safe here in your loving arms. I need your shelter. Whatever the future's holding, whatever tomorrow brings, one thing I know for certain is I just need you. Shelter, I need your shelter. Hide me away from the harm, away from it all. I'm safe here in your loving arms. I need your shelter. I need your shelter. Hide
grace runs as deep as your scars. You pulled me from the clay, set me on a rock, called me by your name, and made my heart whole again. Lifted up, and my knees know it's all for your glory. That I'm 'Cause your grace holds that ground, and your grace holds me now. 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 God, I pray that no matter where people are coming from today, and no matter where they're going to go in this coming week, I pray that you're there with them. And I pray that everyone here knows that and knows your love. Amen.
We are going to continue this time of worship together with our offering. And at NBUC, we give not because we feel obligated or because we feel guilt or because we feel shame. We give as part of our worship, as an act of praise. See, we're in this cyclical relationship where God gives to us, and we come here on Sunday and we praise that with these songs and we worship that, and then it calls us to action. And that's where we believe that our offering is part of our worship. It's that call to action that our praise songs fill us up, and we are called to do something about it. It may be your first time giving this morning, and if that's you, I'm just going to direct you. There's a little green card in the back of your seat, and it tells you about lots of different ways that you can give, and I want to pray for you. If this is your first time giving this morning, let's pray together. Oh, Lord God, we just thank you for the opportunity to worship you this morning. And we thank you that your worship is not stagnant. It doesn't leave us sitting in our chairs and moping around, but Lord, worship fills us and it makes our feet move and it makes our hands move, Lord. For everybody here this morning who is giving for the first time, Lord, I just want to thank you that you have filled them this morning, that they are busting with joy and overflowing, Lord. And I pray over their offering. I know that you will bless it. I know you will call it to do good things in this community, but Lord, more than that, I pray that the relationship you're building with them this morning would be one that lasts past Sunday, that calls each of us into good deeds this week, Lord. And I pray that our offering this morning would be a sign of that call to action that we're going to take through into our week. Amen. I'm going to ask our ushers to come forward, and they're going to pass around some baskets. There's lots of ways that you can give. You can put a green card in the basket if you've given online to show that you're participating in this relationship, and you can also give lots of different ways. Check on the card. Around. If it's your first time here, I want to direct you to a little purple card that's in the seat backs, and those are connection cards. And there's three things that are going to happen when you fill those out. You can fill them out with a pencil, or you can fill them out online. Three things. First, you're going to get an email to help us make a $5 donation on your behalf to one of the charities that we partner with. The second thing that's going to happen is that you're going to be contacted by our welcome team and our connections team, and they're going to get connected with you. They're going to help you take those next steps and find a home here at NBUC. The third thing is that you are going to be invited to our Next Steps gathering. That's a once-a-month gathering for everyone who's filled out a purple card that month. And again, that's so that we can get to know you and we can help you find a community within our community. And if you filled out a purple card, I'm just going to introduce you to Wanda over here. And if you come and find Wanda and let her know you filled out a purple card, she's going to give you a little gift. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, NBUC. Hello, everybody. Everybody who's watching online, hello. It's so nice to be here with you again once more. And today, as we continue praying and reflecting and reading the Psalms, today I'm going to reflect on Psalm 13. And in Psalm 13, we have a prayer crying out in pain, looking for God's help. And Psalms, if maybe we don't know about this, but the Psalms, they were songs. They were written verses, but they used to be performed as songs. So there was some music and the words. And sometimes we read the Psalms here. We always read the Psalms, but we should even sing the Psalms because they originally were composed to be songs. So let's keep this in mind because I will work with this later on in this message. I hope I can do it well. So Psalm 13, I want us to read together. The authorship of this psalm is attributed to David, the king. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. So this is Psalm 13, and if we can, understand this psalm as divided into 3 parts. There are clearly 3 parts here in this psalm that I want to underline. So here you have part 1, part 2, and part 3. So I put different colors to make it easier for us. So in part 1, how long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts day after day, sorrow in my heart? So this is a monologue, an acknowledgement of your situation. So the first part is an acknowledgement. How long? So I know my situation is bad. I'm feeling bad. I'm not feeling good. And I acknowledge that. And I talk about it with myself. Now when you move to the second stanza, the second part of the psalm, there is a cry for help. So you're moving from acknowledging your situation to cry for God's help. So then you say, look on me, answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes. Answer me. Give light to my eyes. I want to see the reality. Maybe I can't see the way it is. So this is a cry for help. So part 1, acknowledgement, monologue. You acknowledge your situation. Part 2, you cry for help. You pray. And part 3, but I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. So he is reaffirming his faith and praising to the Lord. So part 3 of the psalm reaffirms faith and praises Lord. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. Even before you receive the grace, you pray, trusting that you will receive that grace. Jesus said that. When you ask something from God, ask it as the person who's asking and is sure that he is receiving, she is receiving. So this is part 3, is praising. Well, so as I said here, you can divide that in 3 parts. And let's work a little bit with these 3 parts of the psalm. So in part 1, I want to say this about this acknowledgement, which is how long more? There's a little bit of anxiety here, and it's very similar to some of our thoughts sometimes in day-to-day life. You cannot pray, you cannot exist. You can exist, right? But you cannot really solve your problems if you don't acknowledge sometimes your own sadness and condition, if we are constantly in denial of things, and if we are alienated from reality. So there are two levels of sadness and bad things here that can affect us. One is inside us, our feelings, our existential problems, everything that affects us. And the second is our surroundings. Sometimes we are sad, we are worried, we are constantly worried because of the second one, the second level, the external things, because there's so much inequality that we can't make ends meet at the end of the month, and we worry about it as parents who have kids to feed, or we have, we have situation in our house that worries us, or things that go on in the second level, like in the world, that affect us, inequality, wars, lack of jobs, lack of housing, so many things, inequality. Because the world is big and God made everything, God is powerful, He's the owner of everything. We should not worry about those things. We should not have to worry about where we're gonna live, if we're gonna eat tomorrow. But we worry because there is so much inequality, and this affects us every day. So this is the second level, war, violence also. And the first level that I'm talking about is the internal things, the things that go on inside us. And we have to acknowledge both, right? Because sometimes we live in denial, in the second level, because we don't watch any news. And I get it. If you watch news every time, social media a lot, you're going to get very depressed, constantly sad. So there must be a balance. Sometimes it's necessary to take care of our garden, but it's important to know what's going on around, or your answer is going to be everything is great. And we learn to say that everything is great. We learn that since we are kids. How are you doing? I'm doing well. I'm doing great. And it's so much, lies, right? Yeah, it's not true, okay? And it doesn't matter. It varies from, I come from Brazilian culture. Wow, that's the culture of samba, of happiness. Oh, let's samba, everything is happiness. And we have to be happy all the time. And we are, right? But there is something we have to acknowledge. You're not well sometimes, and it's okay. Or here, the Canadian culture, so everybody is so kind. Everybody is so kind, like, sorry, no, you before me. I opened the door for you, right? So much courtesy, and this is all beautiful, like the happiness, but it's beautiful. But then it seems to be plastic sometimes. I mean, you see the variation, every culture will find a way to, but happiness, or kindness and everything. And I'm not saying this is wrong, but I'm saying sometimes we hide sadness. It's not okay to be sad in public. We hide our tears. It's so crazy. Think about it, because it's okay to laugh in public and to smile, but it's not okay to cry. We hide. We learn to hide this since we are kids. And boys have to be always strong. Men have to be strong. And women have to be powerful too. Everybody has to be powerful. Everybody has to be strong. Well, we are reading a song here, psalm composed by David. He was strong. He was the king. He would become the king after this psalm. But he was strong. He had already defeated Goliath when he wrote that. But he's crying. He's saying, how long more? And we are allowed to have these moments. We have to acknowledge. And I'm saying today, you can cry. I can cry. When we feel we have to. We have to understand it's okay. So there is a movie now going on in the movie theater, Inside Out 2. I have not watched this, but I watched the Inside Out 1. And in Inside Out 1, it's a good thing I haven't watched the second one, so I'm not going to give any spoiler, because I watched the first one, and who saves the day in the first movie? There is an emotion there called sadness, and she saves the day, because the joy there. She wants to push sadness away all the time. That's the movie. I don't know for the ones who watched. Oh, the kid can't experience sadness, but it's just in the moment when the kid in the movie experiences sadness that she grows up. That you grow up, that you move from so angry, but you have to experience sadness, and then you grow up, and then you can be happy again. So sad memories, they are part of our human life. So that's the importance of this acknowledgement here. As I said, David composed this when Saul was Saul. I don't know the pronunciation of the first king, Saul, S-A-U-L, right? Saul, thank you. So Saul was persecuting him. He had already been anointed, David, but he couldn't be king yet. He had to wait for his time. And sometimes we are there, waiting for our time. We know we are the one God chose us. But God, and now what? You told me, you promised everything. Where is this grace that I can't find? I have to be here waiting forever and talking to like nothing because I can't see you. Talking to the air here and saying, God, I wait. But that's it. Sometimes that's what you have to do. So let people cry. Let yourself cry and lament. But be sure of something. You are not alone in your lament, in your sadness. You are not alone. And that's how we move to the second stanza. David had a situation. Now you have a situation. I have a situation. Look on me and answer. Lord my God, give light to my eyes. Let me see. I can't see. Let me see, because sometimes I can't see what's, I need to see to understand. Sometimes I'm so swollen up by my own anxiety, I can't see. So this is the second stanza. And I want to reflect on these lyrics that are here that I know right where I'm turning. They are so much similar to the psalm, especially the second stanza here. When troubles on every side, the lesson I keep on learning is I just need you. I may never know every reason why things are the way they are. Oh, I don't need all the answers. I just need you. Do you know what these lyrics are? Do you know? The song we just sang. And the psalm was a song, but this is a song. This is not a psalm. This is a song here. We just sang in the church. We have to pay attention to the lyrics we are singing here. Shelter. I need your shelter. Hide me away from the harm, away from it all. I'm safe here in your loving arms. Whatever the future's holding. Now the future, how long? David praying, right? The anxiety, the preoccupation of the future. Whatever the future is holding, whatever tomorrow brings. One thing I know is certain. I just need you. I'm safe in your loving arms. So this is, a very similar version of the second stanza here of the psalm. I just need you. I'm safe here. Whatever the future brings. So David is singing his psalm with a broken heart before God. And when he's doing that, he's jumping into faith. He's jumping there. Although he can't see what's going on, he can't see what the future brings. Whatever the future brings, I don't have an option. I have to go. So this is why I brought here this character from the Bible. This character from the Bible is Abraham and his son Isaac. And as you can see in this scene, they are going up Mount Moriah. So this is a scene when God had asked Abraham, go and sacrifice Isaac. So he goes up the mount, but this was a test for his faith. So he goes, and on the top of the mount, God provides a lamb. And an angel of God appears last minute and says, no, God doesn't want you to kill Isaac. This was just to see if you're faithful. Of course, this is a story of the Old Testament, right? And there is a context here. But the meaning is, Abraham is the father of all the faithful ones. There is a man called, a philosopher called Søren Kierkegaard. When I was going back to Christianity, one of the things that touched me very much was the book of this philosopher, Kierkegaard, because he analyzes this passage of the Bible. He's an existentialist philosopher. He's from Christian existentialism. So he wrote this book in the 19th century, analyzing this passage. And he says that the world is full of inequalities and so much things going on, and inside ourselves too. And we have no option. Because we exist, we have to exist. But our option is to leap into faith. So like Abraham, he's leaping into faith. He's leaping into faith when Isaac turns to him on the way up and says, "Father, where's the lamb?" Now imagine that you're going up this mountain, you're going to kill your son because this is what you're meant to do there, but you don't understand. This is a crazy plan. This is crazy. And your son, your beloved son, comes to you and says, "Where is the lamb?" And that's Abraham's answer. God will provide. That's the leap into faith that Kierkegaard talks about in his book, that how it's our only option. We leap into faith because that's it. We don't know. And we leap into faith every time. Every time we are going up this mount here in our lives, God will provide. You believe that in the next corner, in the next turn, there will be a lamb. And that's our only option sometimes. So the second stanza of this psalm is a leap into faith. How long? And then, Lord, okay, please help me. Provide. And the third stanza, God will provide. Like, I praise God because I know it will come. It has to come. So that's why Abraham is the father of all the faithful ones. So, going from an individual experience with all our things that go inside our hearts, existential problems, with what goes outside, inequalities, and so much wrong things that we see that affect us inside, I wrote a text I want to share with you. So, I went to Brazil last Thursday to take my kids. You can't see my kids here today. Normally my son is helping out with the camera, but not today. And so my kids are in Brazil. They are going to be there for the summer holidays. So I went there last Thursday, and I just came back yesterday. So when I got there Friday, I wrote a text motivated by some things that I was seeing there. So this is from last Friday. I arrived in Brazil today after almost 24 hours in airports. Brackets, which was a good thing because on the way back it was 56 hours. But okay, let's go. Into a Rio de Janeiro winter that feels like a Toronto summer. It is hard to explain the feeling of being in your home country again, because it feels like you are being welcomed with such warmth, with a genuine cheerfulness, with an intelligent yet simple way of doing things that doesn't exist elsewhere. And so here, I feel that I understand the little things and that I can make myself understood. But then, other things happen that mix up my understanding. We arrived in Brazil today at 6 o'clock a.m. and I see Marcos is my son, doing silly teenage things at the São Paulo airport, laughing, talking, moving, breathing, telling stories, pushing the luggage trolley, lying down on the chair, walking to the bathroom. But I can tell some people around me are looking apprehensively and holding their purses tightly, turning away with a frown on their faces. Marcos is grown up. He is a 15-year-old black boy. And my gaze is unaccustomed to this reaction. And I confess that the apprehension in people's eyes in general is bothering me too much. It's as if people are preparing to defend themselves against my son. Suddenly, a sad idea falls into place. There is still obvious and blatant racism in my country. Forgive me if I don't make it easy for my home country on the day when I return. But there is no other way to write this here. I'm sorry. Afterwards, we walk out the door of the airport, and the first thing that happens is a teenage boy who approaches Henrique to sell him candy and chewing gum. They are the same age. Henrique is a very generous boy with a heart the size of the world. He loves Brazil, but he gets devastated with that encounter. A boy his own age shouldn't be selling candy to survive. I start to get fed up with so many of the simple things that I used to love, because I now realize that lack of clear rules gives space to exploitation. I get into the car almost hating our simple way and all happiness that camouflages the inequality, the poorness, the misery, the lack of laws to protect the more frail ones. Yet, at the same time, I know I am longing for a version of these simple ways again, because they had good intentions. We were carefree. It's my country, after all, which I love and which I was missing in all its complexity. Brazil forces me to lose my understanding with that cheeky smile that distracts me from the inflamed, red, open, gaping wound. But today I have to talk about that wound, because my children are not selling candy to survive, but other hundreds of kids that are their age are. And I can only cry, God, this is unfair, and we have to change that. When we are Christians, we can't accept our surroundings and think it's okay. We can't close our eyes to the things that go on. I'm talking about my homeland, but there is a homeland here for me too, Canada, that I want to change as well. We are struggling in Canada as well. You can talk about that better than I can. We have old people who retire and cannot afford to pay rent. Young people who are living totally hopelessly, without perspective. We have refugees escaping misery here, war and facing racism every day in this country. Immigrants being exploited in their workplace. We have minorities here being abused, kids being neglected, and an accumulation of centuries of colonization, indigenous genocide, and also we have black slavery in this country. So all this is in Canada. But also a good thing, because this is good news, right? So I have to keep up with the good news here. We have the acknowledgement. We acknowledge these things here. And this is the first step. We acknowledge that we are here in the land of the Mississaugas and everything else. We acknowledge what happened. We try to reconciliate, and this is what we need to do. Because this is the first step we have to acknowledge, and we have to move on from the first step of acknowledgement to the second step, to cry, believing that God is listening to us. We have to go down this hill, even with a few stones in our pockets, believing we are going to defeat Goliath. But that's what we have. Oh God, provide some way. Or go up the Mount Moriah, believing that the lamb will appear at some point. God will provide, because He promised that. He promised He would not leave us alone in this battle. So in Hebrews 13:5, never I will leave you, never I will forsake you. Away from it all. That's not Hebrews, that's the song we sang today. Away from it all, I'm safe here in your loving arms. And then we can feel, as the song said, the weight of the world is falling off my shoulders. The weight of the world is very heavy. Look at what I've just read here about my country, about your country. The weight of the world is heavy, but it's falling off my shoulders. You can feel the weight of the world falling off your shoulders. And you can say, the weight of the world is falling off my shoulders. I am letting go. Because I know that you hold it. You got my back. You care for me more than I even